everyone, and welcome back to week 5 of Use Social Media to Engage Customers. My name is Sarah Barnham and I will be your trainer, but you guys know that because we've been doing this for 4 weeks. So, this session we will learn the types of social media users. And I would like to point out that there have been some L&L language literacy and numeracy needs that I've had to address. So, Karen and Darren, you are both situated here, so you have the best possible position to hear me. The PowerPoint, I've tried to keep all the text to a minimum so that there isn't too much words clumping on the one slide. The font, I've made it as large as possible so it's easy to read. And you will also have a copy of the PowerPoint that you can take home in case you miss anything that I've said. Everything that I've said will be on those PowerPoints. Excellent. Is everyone ready to go?
Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in this session, we will cover types of social media users, so trolls, angry customers, misguided customers, unhappy customers, complimentary customers, and brand advocates. We will also be learning how to respond to each type of social media user. What you will learn this session is how to identify the types of social media users, impacts each type of social media user has on a business, and how to respond to different types of social media users. So if everyone can head to slide 39. What can you guys all see?
Patrol.
What's it look like? Patrol? Nice. Nice first guess. So this is a troll. So in social media land, a troll may be less ugly, but they're definitely just as mean or sometimes even meaner. A troll can be a business's worst type of customer or social media user to their business. So heading to slide 40, trolls who create conflict on social media sites by making controversial statements with the purpose of causing havoc can be found in almost every corner of the web. Basically, a social media troll is someone who purposely says something controversial in order to get a rise out of other users. They can create problems for people, businesses, and the general well-being of some aspects of social media. Someone who argues a point isn't trolling. Someone who makes a wild and unwarranted comment about a person's mother is trolling. Here's an example of a celebrity who was caught trolling on her own social media platform. So this is superstar Rihanna. She's a singer. She's very, very famous. So she posted this, sorry, you should be on slide 42. She posted this message to her Instagram. None of my exes are married or in happy relationships, so it's safe to say that I wasn't the problem. Lol. So, although what she's saying might have some truth to it, she's posting it to get a rise out of people, and that makes her a troll. So, if you guys are with me on slide 43, why do trolls troll? So there's 3 reasons, but without looking at the slide, can anyone sort of guess why a troll might troll?
Just for the sake of it. Really no real reason.
That's what they like. It's a pretty good answer.
Because they're miserable themselves,
Low
they're
self-
trying to make other people miserable.
Low self-esteem.
Yeah, and those are legitimate reasons why a troll will troll. 3 other reasons can be anonymity. Anonymity? Can anyone else say that word?
Anonymity.
Thank you. That word.
Can't see what it's
Some people are under the impression that you can say anything online and get away with it. Online forums, the comment sections of news media sites and sites such as Reddit and Twitter allow users to have random names as their handles or usernames, which are not linked to their real world identities. So they feel protected behind their computer. The other, perceived majority status. The spiral of silence theory suggests that when people think they're in a majority in a certain setting, they will more freely express their opinion than those who see themselves as in a minority. and may fear social ostracism if they express an opinion, an unpopular opinion. So if someone feels like they're going to get backed up by other social media users, they're going to say it. But if they feel like they're going to be attacked for what they're going to say, they won't. And the last one is desensitization. So anyone on social media will have experienced some sort of desensitization to what we see on social media. And that's just the online environment. But once we would have thought that that's too hard, that's too harsh to say online, but now in a world that's changing all the time and norms are changing all the time, some people might think that one little comment doesn't really have a huge impact. So how do trolls affect business? Anyone give an example without looking at the slide?
They can ruin your reputation.
Yes, excellent.
Stop customers from going to you or buying from you.
Yes, Jordan?
Just shed negative light on your brand.
Excellent. So trolls can paint a negative light of your brand. They can spread hate, misinformation, defamation about your company. Comments made by trolls may impact how other social media users view your brand. Here is an example of a social media user trolling UK telecommunications company Tesco Mobile. You can all have a look at your slides. So Philippe, he has put out a tweet saying immediate turn off as if a girl's mobiles network is Tesco Mobile. So basically saying that it's a bad company. Slide 45, you will see how the company responded. Are you really in a position to be turning girls away? So it's not really offensive, but it's just on level with the troll. And it's just a really effective way of getting back at trolls if you still want to paint your business in a positive light. So slide 46, how to handle a troll professionally. Responding to trolls in a funny way has been shown to work well if you can pull it off. Wendy's knew how to handle negative social media when they responded to a tweet asking, "What should I get from McDonald's?" And they responded, "Directions to the nearest Wendy's." Slide 45, you'll see another example of how Wendy's dealt with the troll. So someone tweeted Wendy's and said, "Your food is trash." Wendy's responded saying, "No, your opinion is though." Wendy's obviously don't hold back. So on slide 48, you'll see some tips for dealing with trolls. Establish a policy and post it to your social media. So this might be in the form of a pinned post at the top of your Facebook profile saying, if you are a troll, this is what will happen to you. That way there's no surprises, and if they come at you saying, well, why did you delete my post, or why did you ban me, you can say, well, you didn't follow the rules. Second is ignore them. Don't fuel them. They want you to get upset. That's their aim. They want to get a rise out of you. Don't let them do that. Respond with facts. Be polite but firm with any data, figures, or information you are sharing to prove them wrong. Diffuse with humour. We've already seen that can be really effective if done properly. Block or ban them if it's racist or culturally insensitive. And as expected, do not be baited and don't delete their posts. That only gives them more fuel. On slide 49, you'll see some examples. If you guys just want to have a read through of those. So looking at the first tweet by that celebrity, Darren, would you say that she handled her trolls well?
I think so, yes.
And why do you think that?
Because she's making fun of the whole situation by then reinforcing that she's probably got a lot more than others.
Exactly. And the second one, give you guys a chance to read through that one as well. It's basically the same boat as the first tweet, and he has actually put some cold hard facts in his tweet as well. So it's just like another really easy way to deal with trolls, especially if you know what you're talking about. I mean, it's probably not great to come at the founder of MySpace with social media figures, but everyone will learn. So if we go to slide 50, we're up to a new type of customer, which is a misguided or confused customer. So, oops, sorry, just having a malfunction. A confused customer is one of the more unique hurdles you'll face in the retail business and social media because the nature of the communication could go two ways. Does anyone know what I mean by that?
They could either get more upset, like they could get more upset by your response.
Yep.
Or if you respond the right way.
Exactly. So
They won't be so confused.
with social media, you're not having a conversation with someone, so it's really hard to read the emotions in a response back, and you might take it the wrong way, and they might take your response the wrong way. So they might get more frustrated, or you might get mad because what you perceive at them being dense is just something that they're really unsure about. So the best thing to do is just be patient. Reasons why a customer might be confused. Has anyone here ever been a confused customer before?
Mm-hmm.
What were you confused about, Karen?
The Medicare website.
I can understand that. Yes, it is very confusing. Jordan, something you've been confused about when you're going on social media, business, website,
Just not being able to find what you need.
navigate.
Yeah, just
Yep.
navigate the site and just get annoyed and give up in the end.
No one to talk to, just a computer to look at.
Yeah.
That is the trouble with going online with the business as well, but you gotta outweigh the pros and cons, I guess. But yeah, so a customer may be confused because they can't find their way around your store or website. They can't find what they're looking for, or they found what they're looking for and don't understand specific product details, pricing or discounts, or they have an issue with your product or service and just can't understand why you can't fix it. Go to slide 52. So the impact a confused customer can have on a business. Anyone have any suggestions how that might happen?
They can publicly make you look like you don't have customer service pretty much. If
Yeah.
they're not getting resolved the way they want to.
Exactly, it makes you look like you just don't care.
You just, incapable pretty much.
So a confused customer won't buy your product, they won't return to your website or Facebook page, they won't engage with your social media platforms, and then they will not recommend you. And just think about how many customers you're missing out on by not having those happy customers. Dealing with confused customers. Listen to these customers so that they feel like you've actually heard them and you know all their problems. Don't jump to a conclusion. Counter their concerns by citing examples, most preferably first-hand experiences. This brings down their anxiety levels. Give out the solution with the assurance that it's a common issue and you've dealt with it before. With any social media response to a confused customer, always be empathetic, insightful, and helpful. Going to slide 54. What is an angry customer? Has anyone ever been an angry customer before? What was something you were angry about, Darren?
Well, just poor service and attitude.
Attitude is a big one.
So yeah, that's what I don't mind if people make mistakes, but when they have a poor attitude, that's what makes you angry.
What about you, Holly?
Basically the same. Yep.
And you, Tori?
Yeah.
Just the service?
Yeah.
That's, I guess, the reason why you would be angry, but no matter what you sell or what industry you're in, if you're on social media, you're going to have negative feedback. There's always going to be one person that doesn't agree with something, doesn't understand something, and they take something the wrong way. Things break, problems arise, and employees have bad days. It's how you handle it that makes all the difference. An angry customer might be someone who is dissatisfied with the service or product they received, where it did not meet their expectations, or are angry for a perfectly good reason, such as error on the company's behalf. If you head to slide 55, you'll see an example of a review of a company called True Taco. If you guys want to read that. So, Di, if you were to see that review on that Facebook page, how would you feel about that company?
Well, considering they were the only people there and they had a pretty rough experience, well, I definitely wouldn't be going there.
Exactly, and you see too the 1-star reviews. Reviews are very important. It affects Google traffic, it affects how far you show up in a Facebook search and a Google search, and it also affects how people will see your restaurant, the first thing they see when they go over to your social media pages. Go to slide 56, you'll see another example of a local restaurant here in Gladstone, the Gladstone Yacht Club. There's a lot of text there, so I will read this one out when you guys are done as well. So today we decided to take our overseas guests to the yacht club for lunch. After checking opening times for your restaurant on your website, which stated the restaurant was open until 2 p.m, we were very disappointed to be turned away at 1:30. I am not surprised that patronage is on the decline when poor decisions such as closing are made. You have one of the best positions for a venue such as it was such a shame our guests could not experience it. Straight away you can see that this social media user has taken this personally, especially when they've added in that line, I am not surprised that patronage is on the decline. That can be very, very damaging to a business. If someone reads that and goes, well, that's on its way out, why would I go there? The best thing that they could have done is responded to that straight away, offered an apology and a solution. But they haven't responded. It's the same on slide 57. Angry customer. To the gist of it, they had the worst service ever, an expensive acai bowl with 4 blueberries and yogurt when it was meant to be vegan. That can actually be concerning to some people. They want to make sure that their dietary requirements are met. If someone reads that on social media, like, I'm staying away from that business if they can't get it right. And another one on slide 58. This is a very honest review. So they've given the restaurant some high points, but then they've given it some very low points as well. And if you were to see that, and then you see another restaurant with a better review, you're just going to pick the better review. You're going to pick the restaurant that's better. So going to slide 59. What impact does an angry customer have? Karen? What would you say an
They
impact?
can leave a bad review and everyone reads it.
Yes, definitely. Tegan?
Yeah, I mean, it would deter other people from going there, and even just by word of mouth, if you have that experience, you're afraid to be friends with them. Yeah.
Excellent. So an angry customer can do a great deal of damage, perhaps even ruin a business in extreme cases. But even in more minor cases, an angry customer can cost you a portion of future business. And so recognizing and preventing problems is important. Do not ignore problems, especially on social media. In the world of social media, where a post can be shared 1,000 times, an angry review or comment by an angry customer can make or break your reputation. And that's not something that you could think, oh, well, that will never happen. Because if you think about how many people will see one post and it's shared again, it can reach whole communities of people. Slide 60. Another way that customers could damage or even potentially destroy your online business is simply via talk. So you guys brought this up before. An angry customer may have a tendency to feel so strongly that they've been wrong that they will talk about it to near anyone who will listen. So it could be out on the street, or it could be on Facebook in one of those classified discussion pages, a Facebook post shared heaps of times. The opportunities there are endless. So how to deal with an angry customer. It is so important to always respond. Don't just look at a comment or a post and think, this is too much to handle, I'm just going to hope it goes away, I'm just going to hope no one else sees it. If a customer doesn't get a reply, not only does it disappoint them, but others will also see that you didn't respond and you didn't deal with the issue, and it makes you appear like you just don't care. A good thing to remember is to adopt the BEAT strategy. Be empathetic every time. You can't change what happened to upset your customer in the first place, but you do have complete control over what happens next. Have a look at slide 62. Have a look at the review. And then read their response. To put it simply, they're complaining that the establishment has no wheelchair access for someone with a disability. And the response that they've got, stock standard, generic, robotic response, we'll get back to you, we'll talk to the committee. It's almost guaranteed that that's not going to happen. So how does that make the customer feel?
Disrespected.
Yeah, disrespected, I'm not going to come back, angry even. It can branch into whole different types of social media users right there. So, moving on from angry customers, we'll go straight into happy customers. On to slide 63. Who here loves being a happy customer? It's possibly the best thing ever when you get what you want and it's the standard that you've got and you've had a really pleasant experience with the business. What is a happy customer? People share their experiences on social media based on a simple equation: expectation and emotion. If a brand exceeds expectations, people are happy. It's that simple. Their willingness to share their experience on social media is very high, and how a brand responds is even more important. The idea that someone has taken 5 minutes out of their lives to give your business a review is really, really incredible and valuable, and it's something that you should always strive to do. What impact does a happy customer have? When someone compliments a company publicly, it gives companies valuable feedback about what they're doing right. It is important to figure out how to do more of that so you can make more customers happy, more of that message out there, more of your brand out there, more revenue. In addition, positive comments provide that elusive word-of-mouth marketing that businesses chase so hard when really is right under their noses. So have a look at slide 66. An example of a really good review of the same restaurant that we were looking at before that got a really bad review. It paints the establishment in a whole new light. Before you might have had bad thoughts about this business, but this just completely changes it. It's a whole new experience. They've also given the business 5 stars, and the post itself has had some engagement from other users. It's the same on slide 67. A shorter review, but just as effective. If not more effective, short and sweet. So if you go to slide 68, responding to happy customers. The obvious response to receiving a compliment is to say thank you, and that's exactly what you should do when you receive a positive comment from a customer on social media. But there are other things you can do as well. Is there any suggestions? What would you say, Tori? What else can someone do to respond to a happy customer? So
Make it a bit personal as well. Like
Yeah.
use their name,
Yeah, that's actually a really good thing to do. You use their name so they know that they're not just getting a
Not just
generic
another
response.
Reward them with a discount or a happy, good review.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea as well. Be relatable. Be relatable as well. Talk to them like a person, not just a customer. Ask questions. What were their experiences like? And show interest in them. If you go to slide 69, you will see an example of an effective response by a business. The customer has left a short but sweet review of the business, and the business has responded effectively back. The business responds promptly and positively to the happy customer with enthusiasm and appreciation. It's very likely that this customer will be a return. Responding to every happy customer may seem like a tedious task, but it is an effective relationship building technique businesses can use to build a community on their social media page. Excellent. So does everyone feel confident with the different types of social media users and their impact on business? Okay, great. Well, we might go to the first activity. So, hand them ones down. Don't forget to write your names on them, please. Okay, so you'll see a lot of boxes, but this is basically just match the type of comment to the social media user. So just draw a line between the comment and the user, and we'll go through it and have a chat about each as we go. Excellent, so it looks like everyone's done. So, looking at the first box, I can't speak highly enough of this product. This product worked wonders for me and I recommend it to anyone. For a 10% discount, use my code AMY10 at checkout. So, looking at that, Jordan, what type of social media user would you say?
Brand advocate.
And why would you say that?
Because she's complimenting the brand, telling them to use her discount code.
Right, so she's affiliated, so she's getting something out of this, so she's a brand advocate. Let's go to the second one. Did everyone actually have brand advocate? Why would you even bother offering unspecified as a selection when choosing gender? We all know there are only two genders. I'm offended. Tegan, what kind of social media user is that?
That's a troll.
And how do you know that?
Because they're just being aggressive and just for no reason.
Yeah,
Basically.
there's no
They're just
reason for it.
complaining.
They're just wanting a rise. Hopefully everyone else had troll. Not a confused customer. So the third box, my product came in the mail 2 days ago and I was disappointed to find that they sent me the wrong colour. It was not the colour I ordered. How hard can it be? Karen, what kind of customer is that?
Angry.
And why would you say that?
Because of all the exclamation marks and
That's a good point.
the language.
It's that last line too. It's a bit of an insult towards the company. It's not necessary. All right, to the fourth comment now. Hi, I was directed to this page by a friend who told me I had to sign up to receive $10 off my order. I have done this, but there's no discount option. Help. Holly?
They're a misguided customer.
Excellent. So why do you guys think it would be misguided?
Because they've stated that they need help. Yeah,
Yeah.
need help.
And then that's as simple as it is with a confused customer. They just have no idea what they're doing. And so we'll go to the fifth box. I've been buying from this company for as long as I can remember. All of their products are worth the money. Best product ever. Tori?
Complimentary customer.
Exactly. Well done. Does everyone feel really confident with that content? Great. You write your names on the sheets and then pass them back. So you've given yourself 100%, Karen?
Yep.
Nice work. Thank you so much. Now I will touch a bit on brand advocates. So a brand advocate is someone with a heavy follower base on social media who is famous and promotes a product for a company for money. The influence these brand reps have influence the regular consumer, such as you or me, to buy that product. The marketing technique behind it is simple. If Beyonce has it, then I need to have it. Who here has fallen victim to this before? Raise your hand. It is a very common practice on social media. In fact, some companies use this as their sole marketing strategy. Did you guys have the slide there with Kim Kardashian on it?
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's an example of a brand advocate. So Kim Kardashian has 142 million followers on her Instagram. She is a brand rep for a company called Sugar Bear Hair. Now let's not forget here that she probably pays thousands of dollars for her hair and makeup to be done every day because she can afford it. So whether she actually uses that product or not, we don't know. But because she has such a huge following base, you can bet that there were a lot of people that went out and bought that product. In 2017, and this was 2 years ago now, so it can only have gotten higher, it was reported that some companies would pay Kim Kardashian up to $500,000 per post to represent their product on her social media.
I'm in the wrong career.
Yes.
I think we all are. Brand reps for smaller companies is a bit different. So for a company that can't afford $500,000 for Kim Kardashian, may use loyal customers as their brand advocates. A brand advocate can also be a business's most loyal, engaged, and enthusiastic customers who are more likely to recommend trusted brands and products because they've had such a good experience with the company. So, for example, do we have any? We have some business owners in this lesson, don't we? Yes? Well, either one of you, have you guys ever had a customer that has shared your product on their own social media pages?
Yeah.
So that's an example of a brand advocate. They might not be employed as a brand advocate, but they are advocating your brand.
Oh, okay.
It's really handy if you can't afford $500,000. Okay. With that in mind, we will move on to our next learning activity. And so that is the case scenario. So this is, you've been given a scenario and you just need to select the correct response. So the scenario is a business owner has found a nasty comment on his social media and he has 4 ways that he can respond. You guys have to read the scenario, read the customer, and figure out the best response. I will get myself a copy and read it out as well. Okay, so Harry owns and manages a small cafe, Vegalicious, popular for its unique coffee and selection of vegan meals and desserts. The business has a large following on social media and regularly posts content on a variety of social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. Harry also uses the platform to encourage honest reviews from customers. Sorry, pardon me. Harry has discovered a disgruntled customer left a comment on his Facebook page and gave the business a devastating 1-star review. Who wants to read out the comment? Darren?
I visited this cafe on the weekend with a group of friends and were devastated their food was only either vegan or vegetarian. We asked the staff if they could cook us some bacon and eggs, but we were turned down. So much for customer service, won't be returning.
Excellent. So if you flip over, you will see the 4 options that Harry has. So you have to pick, assess the situation, assess the customer, and pick the best response that he as a business owner can pick. Have a read through all of the responses. So everyone's done? Excellent. So, oh no, we'll go through the answer. So how should Harry respond? Let's go through each comment. Thanks for the feedback. We appreciate you taking the time to leave us an honest review. We hope to see you again soon. Is that appropriate?
No,
Why do you guys think that's inappropriate?
because they won't be back.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not addressing the issue.
he's not addressing the issue, that's correct.
Xiaomi doesn't actually care.
Just
It's-
the easiest response.
Yeah, it's an automated response. Number 2. Hey mate, if it wasn't obvious by our business name and store advertising, we don't make or sell meat products. We only cater to vegan, and if you aren't a vegan, there's a cafe down the road you can try. And while this may be true, it's not professional, and it's not suitable either.
But it's honest.
Honest, yes.
So it needs to be professional for business.
The 3rd one. We are so sorry you feel you have had a bad experience at our cafe. Apologising. Vegalicious specialises in vegan food and is never and will never offer animal products, delivering the cold hard facts. But we do make delicious healthy alternatives and hope one day you can give us a chance. Recommendation, you might just like it. Bit of humour. It's pretty much the perfect response. I see that you've all actually circled that response. That's great. Great work, guys. Everyone gets a minty. And the 4th one. So the 4th one, I guess it sort of depends what kind of business you are in. But with a food business that doesn't offer a certain product that the customer wants, this would not be appropriate. Thank you for the honest feedback. We try our best to cater to all customers. Great 2 first sentences. Please come see our staff in store and receive a free meal and coffee for your troubles. The troubles is that the customer isn't a vegan, so it's not suitable. Excellent. Does everyone feel comfortable with that content? No one has any questions? Who really wanted to circle hey mate?
Yeah.
Excellent. So with that wraps up that session. With everything that we've learnt today, does anyone have any questions? Does everyone feel confident with identifying social media users, their impact on a business, and how to respond?
Yes.
Yes.
And how to not respond?
Yes.
And how you want to respond?
Yeah, exactly. Separating your professional business from your emotions is really important. Excellent. Well, that wraps up our session. I thank you all so much for coming here today and joining in on this learning. And I'll see you all back next week.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.